anyone that Annie ends up locking down makes it difficult for them to get him out of that situation. So I like 100 Thieves in the early portions, but Aurelion Sol, later in the game, busted.
Let's do it. It's 100 Thieves and TSM both tied at 7 and 8 coming into Super Week. Traditionally, 9 is the magic number to make it into playoff.
Right, because the communication within your team is tough. Com's gonna be look perfect for 100 Thieves. TP comes right in.
But they do not overcommit early. They want to make sure they can back it up, double of cleansing, but then still getting caught, has to flash away. Now Closer could be in a little bit of trouble. It's first blood back over to TSM. It's going to be traded 1-for-1, but can Closer get away? TSM has a 4v1 dog pile. Closer wants to reset, but he won't get it. The bailout ain't enough, and TSM gets 2-for-1.
Played this one out well. But TSM is on it right now. Couldn't find the dive, but decided with a stacked wave that they're going to go for the dragon instead.
And I think generally with these two comps, there's a limit to how much craziness we're going to see in the early game. Like, there's not too much spice in the draft.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very centered around the dragon. Now next up is going to be the herald, of course. So what we need to keep an eye on in these next couple of minutes is how look at using it for, you know, sending Sion down to the bot lane.
Yeah.
With do a little swap, because Jinx and Renasa desperately need space as well.
Yeah, and Turklu's coming volley.
Oh, he lands the meteor, and Doublelift and Busio have to run, but Doublelift just gets shredded by Aurelion Sol. Maple's on the board, and TSM are feeling good. They are targeting Doublelift. For speed buff might play a role here. Tenacity's gonna step up and be the front line for 100, but it's Bjergsen who just gets caught. The falling star guarantees it, and Maple goes on a killing spree. TSM has killed the enemy mid laner, and with Bjergsen out of the picture, they feel confident to continue working towards the Drake. Solo's gonna keep on frontlining as Tenacity tries to create some space for his team to move up and move in. TSM had to spend a few ultis there getting the kill onto Bjergsen, so now what can they do? They still want to stick around, they still want to fight for the Drake, they know they're gonna 5v4, but they gotta be careful. 100 Thieves is gonna have their mid laner ready to TP back here soon. Solo's taken low, but he won't die yet. Closer goes in, and he takes down the enemy top laner, and he gets away with it. 100 Thieves just stole that whole fight. They're gonna grab themselves the Drake. They're gonna grab themselves an extra kill. Yes, Closer will die for it, but when you're behind, you'll take those.
And now, speaking of, the fight is about to happen. They're starting up the Rift Herald now. It's really, really difficult if you look at the minimap for 100 Thieves to walk in. Like, TSM just has full control. They have a lot of ways of hard engaging. And I think 100 Thieves makes the right decision, not even going for it. You can also see on your screen, there's 1.5 minutes for Drake. That needs to be the next focus point. That is where you can set up a good fight. Because now, TSM used up most of their...
Both sides backing away. Both sides just trying to see if the other guy's gonna make a mistake. You're gonna see Solo wanting to retreat, but Closer jumps in on him before he can complete that recall. Solo, once again, trying to get back to the base. He does not have a teleport to rejoin. It will be a long walk. The rest of TSM is just trying to hold 100 Thieves at bay. Now, once again, Maple starting up the objective. Boogie's in the pit. TSM controlling it for now, but keep your eyes on Tenacity and Bjergsen. They're the ones who might be able to make this happen. There is no Renata ulti. Boogie jumps over the wall. The Drake is low. Now Boogie jumps back in with a blast cone, and that should be Drake for TSM.
Very smart, discipline from TSM side, especially from Boogie that's recognizing their only shot is a smite steal. So there it is. It's going to make the next fight a little easier. So once Sejuani's ultimate's going to be back up, even better. Maple's looking for him now.
They're trying to make sure they don't let him escape with the ulti. Solo body blocked it, so Tenacity could not disengage, and now they're just going to have Maple try to stick to him here for the damage. They do a good job on Tenacity's part, at least interrupting the Breath of Light at first, but we're at the point where you can't interrupt it enough. Maple goes on a rampage, and Tenacity goes back to the spawn platform.
But take a look at this. That's Flash for Khan, that ulti down. They're just going to go for the fight.
Boogie's coming around from behind. Tenacity's stuck on the front line here, but Maple's really the only one that can kill him. Hostile takeover flies out, but the skies descend on 100 Thieves. TSM still separated from their own jungler. The Drake's going to be pulled out. Boogie wraps all the way around to join back up. TSM and 100 Thieves staring each other down. Some ultis spent on both sides. Who's gonna make the first move here? Closer still has Cyclone. Bjergsen still has his ult. That is huge. Everybody on TSM, not named Solo, does not have an ulti to work with. Over the wall comes Boogie. Chime's ready to go too. Closer's getting locked up. He wants the damage on Turtle. He won't be able to find it. He doesn't get the reset. Turtle goes on a killing spree. And the Drake goes to TSM.
you need to do something else. You need to try to regain control on the other side, because now, because TSM is in a better condition, they're just going to immediately start.
Okay!
Just sent it straight down the river. He teleported in, disrespecting 100 Thieves. But the Thieves were ready to respond instantly. Remember, the Chime has no ulti. He tried to use it chasing after Bjergsen earlier, so they don't have the Recon ult for a counterattack. TSM goes for the Baron. They get punished, and it's Solo who dies for it.
Yep.
Chill. Calm down. We don't have to rush anything.
Well, he might be in trouble yet again now. 100 Thieves in the enemy jungle looking for TSM. They take 2 of them low, but they aren't going to grab any kills just yet. They're still trying to stick around and contest the red, but it's Busio into the stopwatch trying to stay alive. Now, oh, double just headshot Chime. 100 Thieves finally might have found a good fight. Solo's going to die next. Both kills on double lift. This is what the doctor ordered for 100 Thieves.
The pressure is at the highest it's been all season, and you can tell that its pressure is getting to TSM. Solo, you could even see him telling his team to calm down. That's also referring to himself, because yes, he got picked out. But Chime's last 3 engages have just been blunders. So the first one, of course, that was the Wukong clone. Second one we saw that was no one in the bush. And then that one now makes it so much easier for 100 Thieves to come back into the game.
Please tell me someone is going to try to stop Sejuani from jumping in. I'm getting anxious watching this.
50-50, but it ends up going the way of 100 Thieves. The damage over the wall from Aurelion Sol, not enough to pick up any kills, so it's Baron plus a kill on the side for 100 Thieves. They're back in the gold lead.
Sure, they're walking up. Aurelion's really strong, but they just wasted Sejuani ult.
Oh,
no way!
They flash Maple in front of Tenacity to guarantee they're able to keep him there, and he can't just ult out. Turtle goes on a rampage. 100 Thieves frontline has died. Closer tries to go in for the counter engage, but he's going to get locked up. The Skies descend to stop 100 Thieves' follow-up, but the fight is chaotic. They're still looking for a little more damage, and Solo drops. Bjergsen's so close to dead, but the bailout might be able to bail him out after all. The stasis for Maple will not matter. 1,000 gold for Closer. 100 Thieves wins the fight.
A decisive fight and call by Closer takes the game by the reins. Like, the most important thing you think is, oh, Tenacity is down. You think they would lose. But if we look at that fight again...
The calculated depth, the fake depth, the one that sets up the team for success. That's what we need to see more.
That's what they want to do more, and Solo just pops. That K'Sante is not tanky enough to survive. Entrance to the pit itself. TSM's on the defense, and they know it. They're going to need a massive Aurelion Sol ulti, a massive Recon engage if they want to be able to come out on top here. But Boogie just gets caught out. Chime goes over the wall, finds an initiation onto multiple targets. 1-for-1 trade, jungler for jungler. But where does it go from here? Tenacity and Solo still left as your frontliners.
Usually it's a little bit harder to just straight up force the Baron because it takes way longer to take it. If you get the mid prior, you might be able to sneak the Dragon with your AD carry. And we see both teams here, they're just fighting for their lives to get the mid prior, because if you get the push, you can do whatever you want.
Oh, double lift just destroys Solo. Counterattack from Aurelion Sol isn't enough to get anybody back this time. That is huge for 100 Thieves. They know that Solo is not tanky enough to just step up so disrespectfully, and they immediately punish.
Great call from 100 there. Now you're in desperate situations if you are on TSM side. Dragon is up, but 100 Thieves is trying to force another fight. TSM is a little bit split here. That's what I'm concerned about.
Turtle could be in trouble. He's taken incredibly low, but he won't die yet. Tenacity gets him with the decimating smash as he dies. A 1-for-1 that 100 will take any day of the week. They kill off Aurelion Sol, and TSM has rumbled against 100 Thieves.
Would you call that a good death there, Broxa?
I would say so, yeah. That's a pretty decent death. If my Scion dies like this in solo queue, I would approve.
Yes, there we go.
Pretty happy. They get the Baron, they can get the Dragon. TSM is not looking too hot right now. They're just simply not synced at all. Something is completely off of their coordination. And that is the main reason we see Solo being 0-6 as well. They need to make sure they're on the same page, because now they don't even have the advances anymore. The next engage has to be clean or it's game over.
There it is. This is the maximum dragons allowed before Sol needs to be
actually hit, because otherwise they're about to get steamrolled.
Ilya's being popped there. Really a punch, but a pick.
Look at that. Bjergsen caught out here.
To really showcase that they can make it to playoffs, that they can end this spring split on a high note.
Oh, the sweeper over the wall looking for Closer, but TSM just walks into a meat grinder. The Doublelift is dominating, and Wild Turtle has been found out on the flank. Tenacity and Closer going up against Turtle, and they'll bring him down. That might just be it, TSM. They thought they had the angle, they thought they got the drop on him, but Doublelift said, hell no.
And all of a sudden, I think the Turtle is not so wild anymore. I would be pretty sad if I was in his position.
That huge burst that we saw into TSM just made it so hard for the front line to be able to protect their carries. And now look at this position. It seems like a free Baron.
Oh, Maple wanted to go over the wall because he thought he was just going to get the kill. Tenacity. Super Mega Death Rocket misses. So Maple lives, but 100 Thieves take the pin to make this TSM's last stand. Tenacity approaches from the side. The Scion is huge. Look at the health bar on him. They can't get through the Gargoyle Stone Plate. Meanwhile, Solo and Boogie have to try to tank up on the side of TSM. Closer might finally get popped, but the Guardian Angel means he'll come back to life. He needs to try to escape back to the safety of his team. Minion Wave's gonna let him do it there with an Nimbus Strike. Now, they're focusing on the inhibitors. Mid has already fallen. Top has now fallen next. Chime trying to disengage, barely any HP remaining. Solo ain't have much left either, as Maple and Solo try to disengage. The re-engage from Chime won't hit anybody, and 100 Thieves is steamrolling towards the enemy Nexus. Now they back up. They don't want to give away anything for free. Doublelift gets executed on the singularity. He can't come back to life. Tenacity wants to use his dead body to try to pick up something else, but 100 Thieves
Kill on towards Doublelift, so it extends the game a little longer.
And hold on now, Boogie in trouble. He's gonna be bursted very low. They take him down. Doublelift gets excited, and TSM's gotta be careful. They've still got the damage from Aurelion. Tenacity backs away. Solo's still here on the front line. Maple's gotta do all the work. He goes on a rampage. Now they're gonna wait for the passive to go away from Tenacity. Double kill back over to Maple. Wants to find some more. Can't get it. Maple under pressure. 100 Thieves get it done. They take out 4. They only lose 2, and they're gonna walk it into the base and an exposed Nexus.
There they are. They were going for Doublelift so much in 100 Thieves, just trying to protect him, and he stays alive.
Huge win for 100 Thieves over TSM. They're going to move up in the standings. They're still looking to keep this playoff hope alive.